Alrighty, Thursday, December 18th. Cold coffee because yes, I'm hours late. But I want to start by acknowledging that I am feeling a little bit exhausted from travels. And I think it's actually perfect because I get to speak about travels. I'm going to do a little bit of mortgage, I think. I don't have four topics this time. I just really have Kristel's going to share for a moment. So thank you for joining me in this conversation of mortgage, coffee, travels. So I just arrived back home, the Caribbean, Guadeloupe, to celebrate the holiday season with my family, to celebrate my crown. I can't believe I say that. My grandmother has a crown that's 100. That's going to be the one I'm carrying because I'm half of that, halfway through the 100 milestone that my grandmother has reached. And as many of you may know, of those who don't, I do travel a lot, and that has been the case since I was a child. I've went through Europe every summer, and I love traveling. I love discovering. So even if I stay in one area, I love to just drive and discover a new place. I may have a destination and just be spontaneous and say we'll stop here and be guided. That brings to mind one time I was with a former partner. We went out of town to see an RV. And then I said, let's stop here. And then let's just follow my guidance and let's see where we're heading to. We're going to turn left and then we're going to turn right. And we ended up in front of a restaurant and said, let's go and check it out. We go inside. This is no research. This used to be um, a jail cell from the county, and they turned into a restaurant. So each table was in a cell. So I have to look for the picture or video that I did on that. And I'm saying that to say when we're traveling, sometimes we have that destination, we put it on the GPS, but also keep in mind to be spontaneous. Now, on my travel back to Guadeloupe this time, I did something that sometimes we get comfortable with just taking the airplane. Well, I was in Sarasota, so the West Coast, and I had to go back to Miami to fly to Guadeloupe with Air France. So I could have taken the plane, which my three check-in luggages would have been very expensive, but I decided to actually take the bus. So check out from Red Coach bus. They do basically they do a loop from Miami and I think all the way to Orlando. But basically it had three or four stops and about the same amount of time that driving would have taken me. I was able to get to Miami Airport. And by the way, did you know Miami Airport has an hotel inside of it? So I arrived across the street with my three luggage. Well, I ended up having four luggages plus a backpack. And I ended up taking the hotel, going to the hotel, spending the night, and then the next morning taking to my flight with Air France. I thought I was avoiding traffic. There was traffic in the elevator. Only one elevator was working, and everybody was leaving their room. So I was panicking a little bit because I thought I had plenty of time. And I'm 15 minutes in front of this elevator. So yes, you want to be spontaneous, but sometimes, Krista, you got to be a little bit more ahead because you never know, even the elevator could be delaying you. But instead of stressing about it, I saw eventually a phone and I called the press zero and I said, by the way, we have an issue. You have three elevators, only one is working. I still expressed my frustration, but I also remained patient, knowing that everything was going to work out for myself. So take it in. Everything works out for me. Even when I'm facing, because by the way, the bus driver was like, ma'am, you have too many luggages, you're gonna have to pay for it. I was like, okay, how much? But then he was getting really anxious with me. It's like, I'm on the schedule. Bottom line, I did not have to pay anything. He called, it did not work out, and he explained to me, you know what, ma'am, it's because there are cameras. I want to make sure I'm doing my job, miss. Thank you. So remember, throughout your travel, as you are going to visit friends and family, that'll be by car for just a 30 minutes, and things that can come up because we're about to see family, and family can be major great triggers, but also just the travel in general, the airport, or a bus, or as I'm going to take a ferry to go to the next destination in the next few days. All of those, we are encountering people who are also traveling. They're stressed of travels, they're stressed of going back into the family element and what can come up. So this is my invitation. Before you leave your house, before I left the hotel room, I actually, honestly, I actually did that. I put my back towards the wall, placed my hands on my legs, and just closed my eyes and breathe. Whatever moves you into what we call grounding, really centering yourself. It could be in your heart, but bring it into the earth. Why do we say grounding into the earth? Because we are living this spiritual experience on earth. So earth is an element that is actually to manifest. We don't just manifest with the spirit or with God in those prayers and affirmations. We have to ground those into the earth, the steps that we're taking. Each step is grounding into the earth. So I want to invite you, when you are getting yourself ready, everything works out for me. I have certainty that no matter the distraction or the interruption or the chaos that I may be facing, almost take a step back, breathe, and allow whatever is right there in you, you're living it right in front of you, and just breathing into it and say something like, everything works out for me. Guide me. Make me like you. You can say God. You can say my heart, the love in me to be reflected right now in this moment. You can say that loud. You can say it quietly. And you will see how the energy will change around. After I made that phone call and the guy that came to help with the elevator, he started by saying, "Oh my gosh, my day is going to be terrible because now it's going to be an issue." I'm like, don't bring all that. It's okay. You'll fix it. At least it happened first thing in the morning, so it can be fixed and taken care of. You got this. So I don't know what happened to him after, but after I said that, the next elevator that came was empty and I was able to get in. So we have the power with our tongue, with our ability to speak into existence the desires that we have by knowing our intention. So traveling is definitely a place that we can remove ourselves from the routine that we have and see how we respond, how we are in the flow of life. So wanted to share about that because I've just experienced traveling and I know many of you may be traveling. Now, I also do my best to remove myself from being in the airport at times where it's super busy, right? So you got to make those decisions. And I know sometimes with work and some other obligations, we are choosing to still be in it, but take a different step. I am choosing to be in this because, yes, I have job that I have to commit to and I have to show up to, and I can only travel on the 24th, on the 26th, those busy time. And I know everything works out for me. So I step into that intention and I invite you to do that. What else do I want to share with you on the front of travels and home? If you're traveling, because sometimes people do ask me, Kristel, when you travel, where do you stay? So it depends on how long I stay in the location. If I go for a short term, like when I left Guadalupe to go to Sarasota recently, I had a few days for an event in Miami. So I booked an Airbnb. Airbnb to me is actually a great way to quickly find based on the area. You know, you can put your budget of what you're looking to pay and find the right place. Short amount of time, and you can do it in the last minute. When I go for longer, which I did in Sarasota, at least a month, then I go on a website that's called Furnished Finder. Okay, so I'm sharing that for you who are travelers, but I'm also sharing that for you who are investors. If you are looking to invest in real estate and you're looking to have um, rental income that is a little bit higher than just your fixed 1 year agreement for a tenant, you do it short term, but you don't necessarily want an Airbnb where it's every day or every other day you have a revolving door and cleaning and all that commitment. You can also hop onto Furnish Finder. Furnish Finder is a website that I personally use to place my request or where I'm looking. So I put Sarasota, and my little secret, so please do not tell everybody, is that I put my budget and I allow people to come and respond and say, hey, I have a property that's happened to me twice since I've actually made those requests. One in Fort Lauderdale Beach and this time in Sarasota. And their place may not be booked. So what they do is that they offer you within your budget something that could basically save you. I saved about $1,300 for that month on a property that was much bigger than I needed, but I took it. It was actually more in line with what people charge for sometimes a 1 bedroom or a studio if I pay $500 a month. So just do the math. And I had this property to myself. with a pool, yacht taken care of, and everything included. So check out Home Furnish Finder. You can spend some time like researching and say placing requests to people and say, hey, I like your property. Are you available? I very often just let the universe, you know what I desire. This place was walking distance to me getting an easy to get an Uber, easy to walk for car rental, easy to get to Siesta Key. It was easy for everything because in my programming of my life, the places that I stay are safe, easy to get to for restaurants, for grocery stores. So even when you're looking for purchasing your house, when you're looking to rent, when you're looking to have tenants, you have to actually command to the universe, command to your intention of what you would like to attract. In doing so, you are very often able to bring it forth. And if you're not experiencing that yet, keep on practicing because eventually it will. And I've had that like every experience of everywhere that I've been in my travels for the last 2 years, so 2023 until now, I always experience safety, location, price range, all that I desire. Now I get to expand on that because now I realize that I can even receive an overflow, right? Now I share this on travel from, you can hear different messages. I mean, for each person. But if you are currently like myself, I own real estate and I use income from that property to actually pay for the places that I stay when I travel. And then so that shows you as a landlord what you can do with the money coming in, a property that I've owned for over 20 since 1999. And so you can decide what you do with real estate, but you can also, as somebody who likes to travel, follow what the steps that I just shared with you. Or if you are interested in getting into real estate, but you have the money, you may not know if you qualify. You have the credit, the income, the credit and the money, but you may be like, you know what? I don't know if I will qualify, but let's go ahead and do the math. Let's go ahead and see what payments would be and how you will qualify. There are DSCR programs. There are other programs for commercial deals. So all of those are options that I can offer with Nexa. So feel free to reach out to me. And let's go ahead and do your numbers, book a call with me. It's always on my calendar, on my bio, where you can find information, or message me as well. And Mohini, thank you so much for saying hello, 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 hello. You are a traveler as well, and I love how she shares her stories, Mohini, with her family, her cooking. So this is the season of sharing. This is the season of being with family, and I ask you to. Wow, did I say I ask you? I usually say I invite you, but this time I ask you. I'll ask you to connect with your heart because the season of Christmas and it's also my birthday. Every time I take it as a celebration because it's a rebirthing, it's a new possibility as we end the year and start a new one. This year, 2025, is a year of a nine of completion. There are so many completions that I've actually done. This bring to mind a conversation I had with my brother yesterday. Kristel, when you complete something, was raised Catholic, so I do have an affinity for Mother Mary. It's like this is where you also, Kristel, get to call Mother Mary. For some people, it would be the divine feminine. For some people, that doesn't even exist. It's okay. Basically, you bring the energy of nurturing feminine love and ask, I have completed this lesson. Can you now remove it from me so I can rebirth and be in this new space? I mean, that's totally symbolic, but also so beautiful because this is a Mother Mary that gave birth to Jesus. So as you give birth to your new self, to the Christ consciousness in you, to the love in you, to the heart in you, you can interchange those words to what resonates at the highest for you. Joy, peace, love, unconditional love, and inviting you and asking you to reflect in this season of how you are showing up, work, home, friends, and family. But number one, how are you showing up for yourself? Because I've had to reflect. How am I showing up for myself? I do come here and share. We got to be authentic. But authenticity sometimes is taking that onion. It's like peeling all the programming we've had from family, from career, from everything, and getting to the core and discovering self. Okay, this conversation took a little bit of a tour and a detour and everything. So I'm trusting this was something that maybe you needed to hear, or something that's like, what is she talking about? And it's okay. Because sometimes when I share as some aspects of me, I feel like I say, well, that was a bit weird for some people potentially, but it's okay because I'm planting a seed. My intention is to plant a seed that you get to water. This did not really resonate with me, but I'm wondering why. Leave it as a question. And as we sometimes leave question open, we allow the response to come and say, this is why I got to hear this. This is what opens up for me. So as I take the time for my next commitment, I want to say thank you. I will most likely do another live next week, but before Thursday, because it's going to be Christmas, but who knows what we're going to do. I want to say thank you for listening and talk soon.